Good morning, everyone. If you would take your seats, we'll get the meeting started. I would only ask that before we start the meeting that you turn your cell phones off or put them on airplane mode. And that includes the board. Are you ready, Arceli?
Okay, you ready? Okay, because you got to hold that one, okay? Acadia? Yeah.
Acadia 1 present by proxy.
Andover A, absent. Andover C,
Present by proxy.
Andover E, absent. Andover F,
Present by proxy.
Andover G, absent. Andover H,
Present by proxy.
Bedford A, absent. Bedford B, absent. Bedford C,
Present by proxy.
Bedford D, absent. Bedford F,
Present by proxy.
Bedford H, absent. Bedford J, absent. Cambridge E, absent. Cambridge E. Cambridge F, absent. Cambridge H, absent. Cambridge I, absent. Cambridge K, absent. Cambridge L, absent. Cambridge M,
Present by proxy.
Corinth, absent.
No, he's here.
What's your name?
Gary Gensler.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you did.
Dorchester B,
Present by proxy.
Dorchester D, absent. Fairborn,
Present by proxy.
Fairfield A,
Present by proxy.
Fairfield B,
Present by proxy.
Fairfield C, absent. Fairfield D,
Present by proxy.
Fairfield G,
Present by proxy.
Fairfield H,
Present by proxy.
Gloucester A,
Present by proxy.
Gloucester B, absent. Gloucester C, absent. Gloucester D,
Present by proxy.
Gloucester E,
Present by proxy.
Gloucester G, absent. Gloucester H, H, yeah.
Present by proxy.
Gloucester N, absent. No, N,
N.
N. Grantham, absent. Highgate B,
Present by proxy.
Highgate E, absent. Highgate F, absent. Highgate 2, absent. Dame? Highgate 4,
Present by proxy.
Huntington, absent. Idlewood,
Present by proxy.
Inverness,
Present by proxy.
Knowles 2, absent. Knowles 3,
Present by proxy.
Lancaster 1,
Present by proxy.
Lancaster 3, absent. Lancaster 4, absent. Manchester 3, absent. Nantucket 1, absent. Nantucket 3, absent. Nantucket 4, absent. Oxford 1, absent. Fort Smith, absent. Princeton, absent. Quail Pass, absent. Radisson 1,
Present by proxy.
Southampton 1, absent. Tremont 2,
Present by proxy.
Yorkshire, absent. All right. Let's see. Mr. President, you had 76 association with 3,849 units with 69.7%. You have a quorum.
Thank you, and with that, I will call the meeting to order at 9:38. And I would ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I promised somebody's wife that I would get even with an individual today after serving for 2 years on the board with them. Today is Tom Ricketts' birthday. And I think it would be a good idea to sing happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tom. Happy birthday to you. And you can blame Noreen. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the February 17th, 2023 membership meeting. Are there any no proxy votes? Without objection from the audience, we can approve these by unanimous consent. Is there any objection? Then the approval of the February 17th, 2023 membership meeting are approved by unanimous consent. It will take us into reports. I get to pick on people today. Last night I had a conversation before 5 o'clock with Steve Knott, and I said, do me a favor on my last day. Would you not wear a sport coat?
So I put on
So
a
he
tie.
showed up in a suit and tie.
Well done. Well done.
Just for you, Jack.
So I will let you do your report first.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see everybody today on the annual meeting. Administratively, yeah, that's fine. Just right there. Bush Ross is offering a virtual board certification course via Zoom on Wednesday, April 12th at 5 p.m. Board members who have not completed the statutory requirement, please sign up through your CAM. There will be a Federation board meeting on Monday, this Monday, April 3rd at noon in the card room, with the only agenda item being the approval of the 2023 to 2024 insurance policies and pricing effective April 15th. Assuming it passes, the board, the special membership meeting to approve the insurance policies and pricing will be noticed on Monday for April 13th at 9 a.m. here in the Veterans Theater. Associations will soon receive the annual performance reviews for the lawn and landscape contractors, as well as for First Service. Save the date. The date for the reviews will be May 4th, and an invite, of course, will be forthcoming. The reviews will be conducted here in the theater. Go ahead and go to the next one. Be on the lookout in your mail for the postcard from Spectrum in support of the new contract. This is what the postcard will look like when you get that in the mail. As I mentioned in the email sent last week, that is going to be your cue for action. So look for that. Property observations. Our CAMs will begin property observations for the quarter starting April 1st. Of course, our contract year begins tomorrow, so we will be releasing our schedule of your association's property observation to you. Hopefully I can get that out to you this afternoon. You'll be hearing from your CAM as well about the property observations. Statistically, just a couple quick statistics I thought were interesting. Of course, we always like to know about the transfers. So from last month, March, we were up 10 transfers. However, from last March of 2022, down 18. The year-to-date figures really indicate sort of the macro trends that we see out there, even beyond Kings Point. There's 59 fewer transfers in the first quarter than last year. Leases, relatively the same, down a little bit from the month last year and from year-to-date last year. Not yet. Go back one. All right, cool. Landscaping. Guess what? We're now fully landscaped with 2 landscape specialists. Yes. David Crawford is here. He's to my left. Raul Gonzalez is to my right. These gentlemen have been out in your communities for pretty much a month now and are working really hard to not only get to know you and your boards and your POCs, but basically the lay of the land, the contracts. As you know, our contracts are very detailed, and we are trying to make sure that we are able to understand and implement those contract clauses to the best of our ability to keep the contractors hold their feet to the fire, as I've heard some people say. So that's what we're up against.
Steve, could you ask him to stand up?
Yeah, guys. Dave and Raul is to my right. Thank you, gentlemen. We've nicknamed them. We came up with a name this morning. Of course, we always have to have nicknames. They're the Green Thumb team. So that's their superpower, is making things green. Oversight of Brown's full pruning cycle for palms and hardwoods, and also for palm fertilization, is taking place. Brown's is currently finishing section 4. They will then move to section 3, 2, and then 1. BTS, the palm fertilizer company, the contract is now following behind Brown's. They are fertilizing palms, finishing section 4 today, and then they'll move 3, 2, 1 as well. Our landscape specialists are also assessing the condition of each of your association, referencing that back to the pre-existing reports that we received last year, and we'll be working with the landscapers and boards to develop plans of remediation where deficiencies are identified. Our grading will resume, normal grading will resume in June. The spring bulk mulch contract orders have been placed, and delivery and installation will happen later in April. Our team will be assisting in that process. I think we've got about 17 associations slated for spring mulch. Jack, we do have Maureen Connolly is here, our vice president, to my left. And we also thought that it would be very appropriate to have a special message for you from someone that I know you have a lot of respect for. So if you can turn around and watch the screen, that would be great, Jack.
Great, Donnie.
It reminds me of Moffett.
Okay.
Jack, I don't work for First Services, but I'll be glad to ad lib. He's saying something about how wonderful Vesta is right now, and he loves this community. He thinks you've done a great job. Sorry, it paused right here. I'll finish the rest when he keeps going.
I'm so glad you read lips. Well, Steve, you did a great job on this one. Well, while they're working on that, Steve gets to get picked on a little. The other day I was in the First Surface office and I said to Steve, "Have you gained a little weight?" And he said, "Yeah, I have." And I said, "The other thing is you're a little shorter than you normally look to me. Maybe it's you don't have your lifts in your shoes." And, you know, Steve was chuckling, and I said, "Well, we're going to nickname you Sammy." And he said, "Sammy, the new short, fat general manager." So Steve is now known as Sammy to some of us, Scott to others, and Steve to the majority of the community.
Okay.
You think this is going to work now, Ma Bell?
Yeah, we'll try, sir.
Good morning, Federation of Kings Point Sunset. I'm David Disto, CEO of First Service Residential, and I'm fortunate to have visited your wonderful community many times in my career here. You are a very special community to us, and we are grateful and honored to have been serving you for so many years. Thank you for allowing us into your community and to serve you for so long. This is a bittersweet morning for me, and I'm here to say thank you and a farewell to your outgoing president, Jack Davidson. Jack, thank you. Thank you for your partnership and everything you've accomplished in your term as president over the past 4 years. Jack, when I look back, I cannot believe it's only been 4 years. That must be property management years or something. And wow, a lot has been accomplished. I think back to navigating through COVID and how you've shown leadership and hold us accountable to look at service contracts. And I'm so excited for the new cable contract we were able to put in place together. But Jack, I know that even though some of our conversations you were a little bit tough with me, I always knew you were fair and had in your heart, the best interest of the entire community was always front and center in all of our dealings together. And so I'm truly honored to have been able to serve with you, alongside you, and together make the community so much better. So Jack, with that, I thank you. I wish you all the best in your future chapter. Not sure what you're going to be doing with all that free time, but please stay in touch, Jack, and all the best in your future. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank and wish the incoming board all the best for their term and our long-standing partnership together with the entire community. Thank you for allowing me this moment to be here with you. All the best. Bye.
Do you have your Kleenex?
Yeah, I do.
Here.
I just want to say, for those of you who have never had the opportunity to meet David Deisel, he is a really super person that cares a great deal about this community. When it got rough and tough, I told Steve the first time that I met him, I said, remember, I know David Deisel. When we were doing the lease on the commercial golf cart for First Service,
Yes.
it was David, in my belief, and Amy, who pulled it together to get it working appropriately. I cannot say enough to the First Service team and their executives for all the support that they have given to me over the last 4 years. So thank you.
Thank you, Jack. You've been a great leader. And we would like to thank the outgoing board members. Dan Hector. Dan has done yeoman's work on contracts. He is one that helped put together the Spectrum contract as well as our contract. Dan, on behalf of us and the rest of your board, please accept this award honoring you as a board member, and thank you for your service. And Mr. D, we have one for you too. Yours says, thank you for being the president. And we could not be more pleased to have had your leadership. I know I'm going on a year here, believe it or not. And when I first came here with my coat, it hasn't been off since, because I knew if I took it off that we would never have anything to have fun about between us. So it has meant a lot. We aren't going to do a flash mob. We're not going to dance. We're not going to sing.
Thank you.
So with that, I will conclude our report, and thank you very much to Dan, Jack, and to the rest of the board for all of your support of First Service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hurry up now, Val. We got a meeting to conduct.
I know. There you go.
You know, today's supposed to be an easy day. You're making it difficult. Matt, you're up.
Good morning,
and you better
everyone.
make it funny.
Well, I mean, I was going to make it funny, and then I watched Mr. Dietzel's video, and I realized I was born without a super cool accent. So, very frustrating. But I'll do my best anyway. Good morning, everyone. I won't actually go over all the numbers here because it'll be pretty boring, but we'll go some highlights. Of all the categories, fitness programming, that is actually the category that you're going to see a bit of a decrease. Why is that? New Year's resolutions from January to February. Apparently, we got a month in us, and then all hell breaks loose. So, So increases, let's go to salon and spa usage. You can see there the monthly or the year-over-year increases. Apparently, it's very important to the people in this community to look and feel good other than going to the gym. So this is at least something they can pay for easily and get taken care of for them. But a phenomenal job by the spa and the salon staff. We're very fortunate that our residents continue to respond to those services. And I'm very excited about a couple of things that we're working on as we ramp up and continue to bring those services to the community. Speaking of busy, food and beverage. I think I've referenced many times about how much this community loves to drink, and that continues. Yes, it's probably Lucy, isn't it? Yes, it is. Do you have a Bud Light with you? She doesn't. Not at the membership meeting. So you can see there the year-over-year increases that will only continue to occur. I'm excited with the team down at the South Club. They continue to innovate. Inclusive in there is also some catering numbers and some special event numbers. And at the very bottom of the screen, you'll see the guest passes. You folks are enjoying bringing your friends and family. I know a while ago we discussed the fee going from $2.50 to $5. And still, I think overall, people feel that that $5 is a great value for the amenities that are provided. Moving on to the projects, the framing of the Tiki Bar structure has been completed. The interior electrical and plumbing is underway. New windows and doors will be installed in the coming weeks. The concrete installation in front of the new bar and surrounding area has been completed. The next concrete pour will be scheduled in the next couple of weeks. New fencing has been installed, and the gates will be installed in the coming weeks. The next question I get all the time is, when is that thing going to be ready? The answer is never. No. We're anticipating 3 to 4 months out. We will not give a hard confirmed date because then we know it's definitely not going to happen, and then we'll receive the nasty emails. So as updates continue to happen, we'll continue to communicate them out, but we feel like we're in the home stretch and we're excited to have that open and ready for everyone. The other components of the phase are the landscaping, the sound system have all been approved and will be completed in the next coming weeks. The main clubhouse outdoor pool shade structure replacement has been ordered and it should be installed in the next couple of weeks. Have we heard that before? Ladies' locker room update. An insurance claim has been filed and that site inspection has been completed. The bathroom portion of the ladies' locker room is reopened for resident usage. That being said, if you see screens or plastic covering over the showers, that means they're closed. That's a hint. I'm not saying we had a couple ladies rip it down and go in the shower, but that means it's closed. So we would appreciate you staying out of the work zone. So thank you. Never a dull day. The main clubhouse renovation work, that will continue in the northwest hallway. That's been put on hold in connection with the pipe break, but we're getting forward and we're getting some forward movement there. The painting of the back hallways has begun and that will remain open for resident usage. Special event information. The Southern Cross, the tribute to Crosby, Stills, and Nash is coming up April 4th. April 7th is the Neil Diamond story, the early acoustic years. We have the Tchaikovsky Ballet Classic, which will be held, I believe that's tomorrow here. And then Dueling Pianos, which was very popular, will be coming back April 17th. And if you didn't have anything else to do, you can take a look at that special event information, and you can even see Vicki Ryan's on there, April 16th at Poolside. So if you are interested in some entertainment and getting some food and drink on, please feel free to come down to the South Club and enjoy those things. A reminder, breakfast is served at the South Club from 8 to 11, Thursday through Sunday, and Kings Point Catering is available. Alex is in the back there. She's a busy lady, so we look forward to trying to serve you. Ongoing services and promotion, Jen's Market. We're proud to host Our Ladies Pantry here, again at the North Clubhouse parking lot on April 4th. The pantry is running low. You'll see some more communication on that, but expect that. And then the produce market, which hopefully you're all familiar with. The next slide is a little bit of a recap. Quite frankly, just a thank you to all of you who contributed to a very successful week. We had Moffitt here earlier this week. We had a walk, and then we had a panel interview and a concert. We had over 500 in attendance for the concert, and we had over 220 of you here for the walk, and it was very successful. I do think the numbers will be trickling in, and we're going to end up raising over $39,000 in the community. And one of the ultimate compliments I can give this community and to the staff is I received a call last night around 6:30 from a Valencia Lakes resident. And they came to the event, and they were so disappointed that their community is not like ours. From the camaraderie to the way the staff interacts with each other, the positive energy when they come in the building, they said it is extremely noticeable, the differences between the communities. I think they're on general manager number 8 in the last 2 years on the amenity side. So it's a testament, although things aren't perfect here, we've got our issues, we've got our challenges all across. You all are phenomenal, and a lot of our residents are phenomenal. And our staff, I love you all. I see some of you out there. I mean, they were here at 5 in the morning, so we've got it pretty dang good. So outside in, we are a benchmark, and it's something that you all should be proud of. There are some pictures of people. We'll keep going. All right, now back to the boring stuff. All right, transportation, you can see the participation dwindles. It's based on the type of trips that we offer. And then finally, we'll go to security, the increased calls, the increased utilization, the increased passage use, the amount of traffic on the roads I'm sure we've all seen. And are there any seasonal residents in here? Everybody's pretty much, okay, I better be careful what I say. Just kidding. We'll see that number decrease after Easter. So there are a couple of us that are excited to get back to normal business volumes. All right, so on security. Security received a call from the emergency squad for a welfare check. Upon arrival, the neighbor informed the dispatch officer that the resident was out enjoying a game of golf. Residents are reminded to drive carefully during high traffic season. On Kings and 674, our guards see a lot of very close calls, so it's just a matter of being mindful and preparing. And before we head to the next slide, we're going to talk about Jack. This is Jack at pretty much the beginning of his term. This is, even with COVID, this guy's like, hey, this is great. I love being president in a community like this. Now let's fast forward to the last board meeting. Look at the scowl.
Payback is awful.
Yeah, so, you know, again, before and after, I think it's clearly evident the role that the presidency has placed on this man. It's almost like he's etched in stone angry on the right. So I don't know. Maybe he got some bad news. I don't know. But this is what happens. This is what happens when you volunteer. In fact, all of you on the floor, you're volunteers. You guys have all probably gone through the same thing. So it's been an amazing 4 years. I know, having lived through the picture on the left with COVID, what a challenge that was in the community. You talk about a divided and split community, just like our world, just like our country. That's what we lived here, but we got through it. We continued to persevere. And then as you continue to look on over the last couple of years, Jack, you should be proud of what you and the board have accomplished. We're very, well, there was a little round of applause. We'll take that maybe. Hopefully at the end we'll get the bigger round. I know from a Vesta standpoint, you continue to push us, and then push us.
And
How
push
much
you
time
some
do we
more.
have? I could keep going, but you're always pushing for the best interests of the community and the residents, and I know from a staffing standpoint, we've appreciated working with you, and we look forward to still connecting far beyond your days of the presidency. Thank you for what you're
very
saying.
much.
Oh, that's right, there's more. Don't worry, there's no dancing. So, on behalf of the Vesta team, and actually because you all showed up today, you're going to get the opportunity to have some Nanette cake. I don't know if you've had some Nanette cake before. So, we've got 2 sheet cakes that will be provided to the residents here. So if you'd like that, we'll be cutting that in the back. But a special Schnauzer Ellie cake making its way to you from Nanette. It looks like an alligator from afar, but it's not. It does look like an alligator. So look at this. Nanette, you're incredible. Jack will never be cutting into this thing because he'll feel guilty, but it looks amazing. Nanette, you're fantastic.
You can leave it there.
So we'll get you guys your cake maybe before you go. Thank you.
I have to smile, otherwise Matt will say I'm mad. I am a very emotional person, and Matt knows it. And Matt has said to me all week long, I have 2 things I have to get through this week, meaning him. One was Moffett. I don't know how Matt got through Wednesday, but he did. And I was picking on him last night that it was his humor that got him through. But if anybody in this community deserves a round of applause for what Matt put together, it is Matt. And yeah, you got to look at me. Matt, it was an incredible day. You have an incredible family. For those of you who didn't get to attend, Matt's sister was here, and Matt's mom and dad were here. You found out just in spending a little time with his sister where Matt gets his energy and his humor. You can tell they came from the same 2 people because they are really great individuals. And Matt, I cannot thank you enough for your kind words this morning. But believe me, I will get even with you. I failed at the beginning of the meeting to acknowledge one of the attendees at the meeting. I know we have a lot of new board members and a lot of new members on different boards, but sitting off to my left, and I'm going to ask him to stand up if he'll put his phone down for a minute, is Webb Melton, who is the counsel for the Federation Board, who has done an exceptional job for the Federation Board for the last number of years. And Webb, I'd like to thank you for all you do for this community. It was really funny because I've been telling everybody exactly how many days I had left. And when Matt said, you know, I have to get through Friday with you leaving, and I said, Matt, you'll have no problem. Well, I got up this morning and I opened Facebook. And just for you, those who don't know, I get up before 5 o'clock every morning. It's the little girl in front of me that causes that. And I opened Facebook, and there was a photo, and it says, it's okay to not be okay. Some days are just harder than others. And I thought of Matt, and I sent it to Matt. I never expected to get a reply directly back within minutes. But Matt, it is okay to not be okay. Certain days are harder than others, and this day is joyful to me, but it is a hard day. So I was very surprised that showed up on Facebook this morning. Some things are just meant to be. With that, I will go to the committee reports. Randy, do you have anything? Vicki, do you have anything? Randy, do you have anything? I know Dan would like to say a few words, so Dan, this floor is yours.
The only words I have to say are that the contract committee has nothing to report.
You don't want to say goodbye, Dan?
Goodbye. It's been a pleasure to serve the community for the last 4 years, and I wish the next board all the best success. It's a challenge to be here in a number of ways, and I am pleased that I've been able to make the community better. So good luck to the next people, and that's all I have.
The man of the hour coming up within the next couple days. Ray, do you have any?
I really don't want to talk about insurance today, other than to tell you that there will be a meeting on Monday, and I hope you attend, because I think it'll be very informative to you as to what the final resolution of our insurance program will be, and our brokers will be here to answer any questions you have. That's it.
Shirley, anything? Shirley, I'm sorry. Sue, anything? Tom? Nope. Mr. Gundry?
Director Shirley Bardell couldn't be here today, but she wanted me to report on to the membership about the Disaster Planning Committee upcoming plans. The Disaster Committee will be sending out an invitation to all association presidents to attend an upcoming informational meeting. No date has been set, but the committee plans on meeting sometime in April. So I'm passing that along from Shirley. As for my end, nothing to report.
Maybe we can change that. That takes it to me. For the last 4 years, I've had the opportunity and the great privilege of sitting up at this head table. First as, and I know Ryan is here somewhere, first as Ryan's vice president, and then the last 3 years as president. I got kudos today, but I will tell you the kudos don't go to me. They go to every single board member that I've had the opportunity to work with, the opportunity to lead. I have had fantastic people to work with, as has the community. And if anyone in this room should be recognized, it is the 8 people that are sitting at this table, along with Shirley Bardell, who couldn't be here today, and it's your board that deserves your appreciation for what has been accomplished since 2019, 2020, going through COVID. It wasn't always popular to some of the things that we had to do of closing down this community. I think it worked out for the best, for the health and welfare of this community. It was a board decision with the direct guidance, but this board, from Randy Martin all the way down at one end of the table to Jim Gundry at another, there are some board members that this is their first year. And my favorite expression to the board and to candidates that want to serve on the board is, you don't know what you don't know until you get to serve on the board. And Randy Martin, he calls me the boss man. Yeah, turn off your phones. President can't even follow his own directions. Randy Martin calls me the boss man. Yet Randy joined the board to fill in when we lost a previous board member, had a vacancy. And Randy first came on the board, he didn't say a word. He was very quiet. Little did we know that he was picking up and being a sponge of all the information that we've given in our meetings and conversations and contracts that we have done. He has turned around and he has become a very good board member. I don't mean to skip over Vicki. Most of you know that Vicki can be an outspoken person. At times she doesn't have a filter, nor do I. Vicki, I can only say to you, thank you for all the work that you have done and all the support you have given me and the rest of the board. You spoke your mind when you felt it needed to be, and it was never looked down upon by the entire board. Dan, you and I started on this board 4 years ago in this journey, and I've appreciated working with you all the way along the way. the knowledge that you have brought and the contracts we have done. I've really appreciated your support and working with you. We don't always agree, but at least we can agree to disagree, which we have done on a number of occasions, and thank you for what you've done. Ray? Ray was made the chairman of the insurance committee because he had an insurance background. I think Ray has learned a few things from insurance, and I think he has the greatest of respect for our insurance brokers. And Ray, I want to thank you for all the work you've done. It's been a yeoman's job. This year is very difficult from an insurance perspective. So thank you. Sue, I know I keep after you to make sure you get to the board, know when all our meetings are and where we have to be and how we need to be there, even though Randy doesn't always read it. We get texts from Randy all the time of, where's our meeting? At writing up the minutes for us on things we do. So Sue, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I feel like I'm a part of the Ricketts family. I started on the board 2 years ago with Noreen, who is Tom's wife, and Noreen decided to step down at the end of her term, and Tom picked it up. Tom, I cannot express my appreciation for everything you have done with me and for me, and that includes having the opportunity to get to know you on a personal level. Mr. Gundry, as I refer to you as Director Buttercup, someone told Jim Gundry at one time, toughen up, Buttercup, and the name Buttercup is kind of stuck, and we don't let things go. We all have nicknames for each other. Your humor that you've brought to the board and the dedication that you have shown to the board is absolutely outstanding. Picking up a treasurer's job and working so hard on that, but working on a lot of other issues. For those of you who don't know, is you talk about volunteerism. Not only are you the president of your own association's board, but you also work at Good Samaritans and keep the books and make sure the finances are in order for Good Samaritans. I can only wish you, staying on the board, the best of luck, and thank you for all your support. I joke with Jim. I never knew Jim smoked until one day we had a meeting and we walked outside and he said, I got to have a cigarette, give me a cigarette. Jim now borrows cigarettes every time we're together. At least with not being on the board, I'll probably be able to save quite a bit of money and not having to buy cigarettes. And Jim will stay much more healthy because he won't be smoking them. Matt, I'm not going to leave you out of this. Matt's humor is what keeps him going. And it's very true. Matt came into this community a little over 3 years ago, if I'm correct, and got smacked right across the face with COVID. It is Matt who does a lot in this community that makes this community operate as well as it does. I can sit back and say that over the last 3 years, I have gained a friend, a very dear friend. You mean a lot to me, Matt. You're like my younger brother that I never had the opportunity of having. And Jim, what'd you say? More like his son? Yes, he's a much younger brother. But Matt, you deserve the heartfelt thanks for this community. I know you carry a great burden on your shoulder. I know that the last 3 years have been an emotional roller coaster for you, but yet you did not let it interfere with your operations and your dedication to this community. And I know that this is your second time around at Kings Point, and I can say I'm glad you came home. You can applaud for Matt. He deserves it. Steve, Scott, Keith, Sammy, whatever name you want to go by. I know that you wear your jacket because it's made of Kevlar.
Those are the names that you can call me publicly. There are others.
There are other names that we don't do outside the public. When Steve first came here, and he said he's been almost here a year. When Steve first came here, from the background of working at a country club, Steve had very little humor that we didn't see. And I will tell you that the entire board has been working on Steve for the last year almost to getting him have some humor and laugh and joke. And I think Jim will attest because Jim picks on him more than I do. Steve, you are probably a great credit to this community more than the residents know. I know you care about this community a great deal, but I appreciate all the support you have given me on things that we've wanted to do and working together, and I only wish you the greatest success as the general manager of this community. So thank you for all you do for us. Sitting off to the left are two women. One is Ginger. And Matt always says you can't look at Ginger Jack without choking up. I didn't know who Ginger Angelone was. And I really didn't get to know her the first year when I was vice president of the board. But I will tell you that, Ginger, you have guided me. You have provided me insight. You have taught me a great deal. My success is your success. I know this community has meant a great deal to you for a very long time. And I want to thank you personally for all you have done for this community. Thank you very much. I will miss dealing with you on a business, but I know that we will still correspond outside of work. And I wish you great success in your new position, and good luck in keeping Matt in line. Nobody else has been able to. The other woman sitting over there, and most of you know, is Maureen Connolly. Maureen will always remember the first time she met me. I will tell you that Maureen and I have had some good conversations, and we've had some not good conversations. Maureen says that whenever I get agitated or I get firm, she goes, "Am I going to be jacked today?" And that is her description when I'm giving her a hard time in negotiations or something. She calls it being jacked. I think that will live probably on forever. But Maureen, you have worked tirelessly with me through 3 general managers. You have a real good one now. And I really appreciate all you have done for this community and what First Service means to this community. To get a message from David Deisel meant a lot, and I'm quite sure that you had something to do with it. So thank you very much, and thank you for all the work you do for this community day in and day out. With that, and I know this will make you happy, I will shut up so you don't have to listen to me talk anymore. You can go ahead and applaud, but I just want to thank the community for the opportunity to serve on this board and lead this board for the last 3 years. It has been my pleasure to do it, and I really want to thank all the residents in this community for the support that you give to the Federation. And for those of you who volunteer on committees for the Federation or volunteer for your own boards, thank you very much for all the work you do. And you should give yourself a hand. Now we can get on to the real business. Jim, did you want to say something?
All I'm going to say on behalf of this board, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We all hear those words very much, and you deserve them. And thank you again.
I'll just say you're welcome.
Yes, sir.
Okay, enough is enough. So now we can get on to the real business. The first item on the new business is the approval of the 23-24 Federation membership meeting schedule. We have no votes for the approval of the schedule. Is there any objection? It is what is defined in the bylaws of the Federation. They're the third Friday of every month, except for the month of December and the month of June, July, and August, which the bylaws, because of summertime and people traveling and vacation and going north, is not included there. And if there is no objection to adopting this schedule, we can adopt it unanimously and not have to do a roll call vote. Any objection? Hearing and seeing no objection, the schedule has been approved for the 23-24 year. This being our annual meeting, we had 5 seats open for election. We have some members that will continue on the board for another year. So I'm just going to go district by district, and when we get to the actual election that was held, I will announce the results of it. But in District 1 will continue for another year to be represented by Randy Martin, whose term expires next March. District 2 will be represented by Jim Gundry, who ran unopposed for his seat. District 3 will be represented by Tom Ricketts, who also ran unopposed. District 4, the candidate who had submitted their name withdrew. We have asked for volunteers to be appointed. It is my understanding that we have received at least one person who volunteered to serve, and it will be up to the new board that will take effect directly after this meeting to appoint on the April 7th board meeting a board member from District 4. District 5 will be served by Diane Daniels, who also ran unopposed. I'm going to skip District 6 just to keep everybody waiting. District 7, Shirley Bardell will continue to serve as her term expires in March of '24. District 8 will continue to be served by Sue Martucci, whose term will expire in March of '24. And District 9 will be continue to serve by Ray Shaw, whose term will expire in March of '24. We did have an election, as we had 3 candidates in District 6, and I will give them to you in alphabetical name order. The 3 candidates were John Poor, Richard Resnick, and Vicki Ryan. John Poor received 74 votes. Richard Resnick received 112 votes, and Vicki Ryan received 30 votes. The new representative board member from District 6 will be Richard Resnick, who will take seat directly following this meeting at the organizational meeting. And Richard, I know you're here. Stand up, Richard, and congratulations. Little do you know what you get yourself into. With that, I will be more than glad to open the floor up for any good and welfare or any comments any board member has to make. Randy, I know you wanted to speak. Do you, Rodney, do you still want to speak? The mic is yours. What? And while Rodney's walking up here, don't leave because you got cake over there to eat.
Fair enough. Rodney Walker, Oakley Green. I want to thank this board for all of the efforts they've put in and the time especially for this community, and highly encourage the next board to figure out a way to deal with the blissful ignorance and get some people that have apathy today to actually get involved, particularly presidents that continue not to show up. Finally, along those same lines, Spectrum was just brought up again, and I know we have a door fee issue that the new board's going to have to address. Highly encourage the new board when it comes to the survey that I understand there's an intent to send out, that you follow what the attorney had suggested, which was that those fees have to go to Federation expenses, and some discussion about how that description takes place. Other than that, again, thank you very much, board. Really appreciate it, and I know how much work it actually takes. And Dan and Jack, especially 4 years, congratulations. Thanks again.
Thank you, Rodney.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Good morning, Ryan Setzer, Manchester 2. I'd like to reiterate what the previous person just said. I think that was right on task, and I also like to say thank you to Dan and Jack. You guys were on my board, and Jack, you were the VP and a steward of the letter of the contracts, along with Dan on the finances at that point for me. You guys did an excellent job, and I really appreciated all the work, and we started some great momentum. We uncovered some great unknown information, and we kept it going, and I'm going to challenge this board to continue that momentum that has been kept focused on. Don't let it go. Don't let it stop. There's answers that need to be shared. There's information that needs to be corrected. There's a path that needs to be continued in the good way that it's been gone for the last 5 years. So I think we've done a great job. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Richard. I look forward to having your great knowledge and background in finances to be added to this board as well. So that's very good. Thank you very much, and thank everyone.
Thank you, Ryan. And you were a slave master, but I learned a lot from you, and I appreciate it. So thank you very much. I went through the board members and basically told you who would be on the board. I can assure you that knowing these individuals, you're not going to see a lot of change in the way the community and the Federation operates in the future. They are outstanding people, and in 23-24 year, you will have an excellent board. And I would hope that you stay around to see who is selected as the officers for the next year, and the appointment of counsel and agent of record. It probably should be a rather short meeting, But again, I want to thank all the residents for all their support and all the boards of all the associations for their support. I only want to close, and I would like people to remember this, and I believe it was Abraham Lincoln who said, "You can please all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you can't please all the people all the time." And remember that. And with that, thank you, and I will see you around the community. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. The meeting is adjourned.